Hello, Big Brother fans. Let's go with last night's episode. So, episode 30 from September 4th. Amanda was completely blindsided with her and McCrae going up on the block. She wanted to be the first showman to get to the end. The thing is, some of the background story to this is that Gina Marie and the rest of the house pretty much had it planned, that's what was going to happen, and she kept claiming throughout that, she didn't want that, didn't plan on it, that being that way, blah, blah, blah. So, lots of lying there, and, Gina Marie always says, she doesn't lie, she's straight up, but, sometimes she fudges the truth just a little bit, and I get it, especially like for the HOH, because you kind of don't want to show your hand, because when you show your hand, it gives them just that little bit extra time to sway you, even though Gina Marie tends to be someone who, once she makes up her mind, she's going to stick to it. Anyway, Gina Marie decides that, Amanda decides that Gina Marie is working with Judge Spencer and Alyssa because things just don't add up, So she talks to Spencer and Andy, and she leaves saying that she's going to figure this out. And she then tries to pin it on Alyssa. It was just, kind of her digging at straws to try to figure this whole thing out, because she knew it didn't make any sense, and of course it didn't make any sense. Of course she had no clue as to the alliances that had been forming and all this fun stuff, right? She states Alyssa sent home Nick, and then she sent home Aaron, and Gina Marie says she knows that. And then she said that Alyssa changed her mind the week before, and that Amanda was going to be going up. So that kind of shocked Amanda also, she knew, because she was running around saying, you thought you could send me home, blah, 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 blah. But I don't think she knew and didn't have it verified until that moment in time. So she had a double, kind of blow to her ego. She then started to get a little boisterous, saying that it's okay when Spencer or Andy wins the POV, she'll be coming down. So right then and there, she showed her hand that, indeed she is, planning and working with Andy and Spencer. But Judd, starts getting kind of irritated because, pretty much, he just says, so what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to, just write this check out to you. You've sealed, you've won the game. You're running this thing. You know how it's gonna, end. And she tells him that he has selective hearing, but he says, well, you implied it by saying, that, they're gonna win it and take you down, and so, that means that I'm gonna be put up. She says, well, you're not the only person in the house. There is Alyssa. And then again, once again, keeping away from Andy and Spencer's name. So, if people were, if they were paying attention and not, being real, I don't know, personal or, feeling it, they would have made a little bit more note of those types of omissions. Amanda was talking to Andy in the storage room, and Alyssa was jogging, and she stopped to listen, but then Spencer busts her, and then him being afraid that Andy might spill some state secrets, decides to just, push past her, go into the storage room, and tells them that she's out there listening. And Amanda gets pissed and pushes the door open like a crazy person. Now, if Alyssa had still been listening, of course, that's the price, kind of like the price you pay for, being sneaky, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, Amanda knowingly did that. So that would mean that she knowingly was going to try to hurt Alyssa. And probably, I'm not sure, but in my opinion, probably would have been grounds for being expelled from the game. But it didn't happen. She was just continuing to jog after that. Amanda whispers to McCrae that she thinks America loves the way that she hassled Alyssa. And having already seen tonight's episode, we know that this is not true since she was booed when she was, evicted from the game. They had the POV picking. Gina Marie went first and chose Alyssa's name. Amanda got house guest choice and chose Spencer over Andy. Andy was ecstatic. She explained later why she decided not to. And then McCrae ended up pulling Andy's name anyway, so it didn't matter. Alyssa tells Judd she doesn't trust Andy, that he's working both sides of the house. Little does she know that Judd is also working both sides of the house, and anything and everything these people are sharing with one another is just going right back to everyone in the house pretty much. The POV was ballet and bowling. You had to reach up and pull down a handle, spin 15 times, and then you had to run and bowl for 15 seconds before a blockade went up, and then you had to go back, spin 15 times more to have your board go down, and you can bowl for another 15 seconds. Apparently Amanda is like a mega superhuman being and can bowl like a motherfucker, because she was going nuts. For real, I thought she was going to be able to pull this one through. So Amanda chose Alyssa to play, and Amanda won. Then it was Andy's choice, and he chose Amanda, and she didn't understand, like, why did you choose me? You just saw me puking my brains out. What you didn't get to hear and know is that they were given 15 minutes between each each time that they had to go spin and play. So there was a little bit of rest time between, but when you go back to back to back to back, 15-minute breaks, I don't know how much that, that helped. So Andy and Amanda wins. Gina Marie gets to go next. She chooses Amanda, and Amanda wins. Then McCrae's chance to choose, and he chooses Spencer to give Amanda a break, finally. And McCrae wins, which leaves us with McCrae versus Amanda. Bittersweet, but McCrae wins by the hair of a second, and it was glorious to see her break down and cry. I'm sorry. I try to be have an unbiased opinion, but just seeing like what a horrible person she was, and attacking and bullying and whatnot, whatever you want to call it. If you don't want to call it bullying, she was being obnoxiously horrible to Alyssa for a while there. It was nice to see her finally beat down. Seriously, it was just like finally. She then realizes that her game is over. They did try to think of scenarios where, what if you use the POV on Amanda, because the people in the house like McCrae a lot, and they were hoping that if they pushed to get Alyssa up against him, that Alyssa would get voted out. Little did they know that the plan ahead of time, regardless, with the both of them up, whoever came down, McCrae was the first one that they wanted out. But because McCrae won the POV and was able to take himself down, then the focus went immediately to Amanda. It was going to be one or the other, McCrae being the one that they wanted out. Judd immediately then suggests Alyssa as a replacement, but Gina Marie says no. She did me a solid, so I'm not going to put her up, so it's going to have to be one of you guys, and said you guys are going to have to rock, paper, scissors it. But Spencer, I think deep down inside, knowing he was safe and wanting to break a record, decides that he's going to put himself up as the pawn. And Amanda said about Gina Marie, HOH is way too much power for way too small a mind. But as we all know from having seen that episode, and Gina Marie's thought processes, if you do watch the feeds, she is anything but a simple mind. She might not have the best education. She might not have the ability to verbalize, words the way she means them. Oh gosh, tonight was a perfect reason. She said something like against you, but she totally used the wrong word. So her blog, if you read her newest blog up on CBS, was obviously this week heavily edited because it made sense. Nothing was misspelled and all that fun stuff. So she might not be book smart, but the girl knows, her piece. She knows the way of the world. She's not stupid. They had the veto meeting. McRae used it on himself, and Spencer is then placed on the block for a record-breaking 7th time. Amanda says that she believes that Gina Marie is jealous of their relationship and that some bimbo is sending me home. Yep, it looks that way, doesn't it, Amanda? So that's it for Wednesday episode. I'm coming back Thursday. See you in a